Good evening, everybody. It's the Truth Serum. I'm gonna try something different, change up the script. I'm gonna simplify things here. If you're gonna just be a first timer, thank you. Old timer, thank you. A regular, thank you. And I'm gonna set things up for a question and answer, and then throw a couple stories in. And I want to leave it an open forum for people that are struggling with things, or if people want to comment about certain topics. I know I did a lot of mob stuff, but just things in general. That's all. I don't want to get into negative talking about old time criminals and all of that kind of stuff. I don't want to participate in such malarkey anymore. People are out there struggling. I'm well educated in many fields of knowledge. Well, whatever that means, but I've been around the block a few times and studied and investigated things a lot. And if there's any way I can help, kill a Sunday evening and we'll just throw things back and forth. If I got to sit here and talk to myself, then I'll do that too. It won't be the first time. So we're going to try to put a good vibe on this channel with, the world is going to be the world no matter what. The world is a vampire. There's enough for that, but we're aware that it's there. But with that being said, how can we lift ourselves up? You can't just keep looking at the storm. You got to look for the blue skies somewhere along the line. So that's where I'm going to leave this. And maybe it'll gain momentum as time goes. Sunday night, 9-ish, come on in. We'll chop things up. We'll see what questions there are or anything in general. I'll read the comments in the chat. That's all. So I'm going to start. This is the first time. And I'll just see where it goes. Because I understand I don't do my channel any justice because I haphazardly do videos. There's no structure or anything on there. There's just no structure of when I'm coming on or about what. So I'm going to simplify things for you good people. And for me, that if not, I'm aiming for 9 o'clock-ish on Sunday nights. Or this is Saturday night. Yeah, I look at that. See, I'm the one that needs therapy. Maybe Saturday and Sunday, along that line, because I have a life, social life. But and then Sunday night is football, Sunday night football. Or I'll just do them I'll just try to do a Saturday evening and a Sunday evening from here on in. So my subscribers know that the Truth Serum will be coming on there, and we could talk about things. There's not a lot of people like for therapeutic stuff, or people want to come in and ask questions about an old time gangster or an old story. Well, if that's what you're into, I'm here. If you're having some problems with depression or relationships or something else that's bugging you, I'd like to help. I want to raise my vibe up. I want to raise your vibe up. So I'm digging the first shovel hole in the ground. I'm breaking ground. That's what I wanted to say. I'm breaking ground, and I'm going to just try to turn it into a good vibe channel. I know I get a little nuts, but I gotta do better. I gotta do better because I get nuts and things bother me, and there's really no value to that about letting other people control my emotions, and I get pissed off about this or that. They don't feel me MFing them. I feel it in my body, and it affects the physical aspect of your body. So I might be mother effing somebody and they're 5 miles away. They don't feel it. I'm just ruining my soul, my spirit. And I'm ruining the ability to lift up my horizon, lift my vibe up. So we could all fall victim to that, So I just want to do the first show here. I don't get many subscribers because I do the channel. I don't get many views because I do this haphazardly. There's no structure. But Saturday evening, take a peek, and I'll put the heads up in there. I gotta start learning this if I want to be serious about it. I'll put the heads up that the subscribers will see upcoming video from the Truth Serum Saturday at 8 o'clock, Saturday at 9 o'clock, or Sunday at 8 o'clock, or Sunday at 9 o'clock. Or an insomnia one. For anybody that's got insomnia, I'm a night owl. I'll do a midnight one if I get enough people to come in. People can't sleep. They got problems. Talk, the word, the life and death is in the power of the word, the communication, the word, and a lot of other stuff that we'll unpack at another time. But this is just first time going at it. And I was spared to have a second chance from being dead on the ground, physically, medically dead. And then I got spared a lot of other times. And if anybody cares to know, I'll answer any questions about how many other times I've been spared in my life. And not too proud about it, but it's the Truth Serum. Got to come to grips with it. No angel. No angel. I made a lot of mistakes, but we all get a second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance and a seventh chance. And I better get it right this time. Got to try to raise my vibe up and pay attention on the good, and be a rod to that, illuminate, because I can't. I'm getting older, and I'm not going to watch the news anymore. I am just not going to watch the news. Either channel, I'm not going to watch any of that. There's no value to that. I know we should be concerned about current events, what's going on here. I gotta tap out. I gotta tap out of that. I gotta tap out because it lowers your vibration. It lowers your vibe. It lowers your vibration to operate at a higher frequency. Bring things into your world. Draw things in. Don't push things out when you're watching that garbage. Look at that bum over there. This guy's a criminal. That guy's then gangster stories. Oh yeah, he stabbed him 4 times and all that. That's lowering the vibe. I don't want to close them doors. I'm trying to open the doors of the universe. So, because I need all the help I can get. But I'm very well studied in these fields, and I want to share some of the knowledge if it's beneficial. If people are open-minded and just not conditioned robots that you've been taught to believe this and you've been taught to believe this going on. We are much powerful creatures than you would believe. We're more or less taught that we're limited in our powers. Because why wouldn't any authoritative person really inform you on how much power you have within you? Because all they want to do is control you. So, but we're aware of these things and we can't harp on them. We should spend more time on, well, then what are some things that we can do to rise our thinking, and don't get pissed off about this and that, because I always want to motherfuck somebody, and I shouldn't be swearing because that's a bad word that's going out there. I got to stop swearing. With one thing, we got to understand that the word and the tongue of a human being, Mr. Spataro, is the most powerful thing. Powerful, see? But the tongue and the ability to say a word is the most powerful thing. The power of life and death, fortune or misfortune, and everything else. So guard your words, because all your words are going out there. Your words can act like a agent. Like they can work on your behalf. Your words that go, they're vibratory on the matrix. Well, I must have a lot of bad words out in the ether that are what? Drawn bad things that are connected to me. If that's the case, I better start cleaning it up. I better start cleaning my shit up. I shouldn't even say SHIT, but I got to start somewhere. I'm conditioned from all these years, but I'm going to master it. And this way, there's a lot of other mental problems, mental issues, depression, addictions, and everything else. And maybe there could be a remedy, a little shortcut than the traditional methods that are usually unsuccessful. I mean, of any, doctor, therapist, drug addiction centers, the success rates, and everything else, because it's all bullcrap. It's recycled stuff from century ago theorists and psychiatrists, the traditional ones, and people are Pavlovian thinkers or Skinner thinkers and operant conditioning and Freud and everything else. It's all groggy. There's shortcuts. There's shortcuts. Because if you're crazy and you go to therapy and listen to somebody's therapist or your psychiatrist or psychologist, they'll just keep you shackled in bonds instead of giving you the information for them to tell you, you don't need me anymore to give this to you, Mr. Smith. Well, why wouldn't they do that? Well, because they want you to bring that $75 an hour every week. So I want to help. I was given a second chance, and I haven't been holding up my end of the bargain. If people want to ask me about mob stories, I'll do that. But that's not good energy. That's not a good vibe. But I'll try to shake it off, So I'm going to start doing that a little more. And then if there's things that come on, and then maybe I could, sometimes I'll just read a story out of my book or something, or just tell a story, an interesting story while I'm killing time if people are going to come into the chat and ask questions. So I'm just going to start this off tonight, maybe one tomorrow. And then I'm not going to do all that in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and all of that stuff. So then at least you'll know the Truth Serum is coming on. Joe, your host, and we'll do that because I'm going to structure it a little better. Whether they freeze my subscribers or whether they freeze me up, I don't care about that anymore. It's just the way it goes. I've been censored, and then they freeze my subscribers and all that. I don't care anymore. I want to help out. I want to help the underdog. I was an underdog, so I want to help. How many more years I got? I'll call back to the Father and say, Father, I tried. Thank you for letting me go back. Thank you for those extra years. I gave it a shot. I know I wasn't doing good talking about all that crazy stuff on my channel, but at least I can raise that vibe up, and then maybe I could go into that dimension that I like to rock and roll in when I leave here. So that's all. That's more or less what I'm going to do here is get into a routine so the subscribers will know when I'm coming on. Not Monday at 10:30 or 3 days later, Wednesday at 4. No. A lot of people are off on the weekends, or they might be out, So, Jojo, does Carmela still? No. The actress from on that gangster show, she was coming in here and everything, and then she was having a problem with another she was in a dispute with another commenter in there. The actress from my mind is shot. What's the show, Mr. Spataro? My mind is shot. That gangster show that's been on all that time, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, Edie Falco. Yeah, and they're the Sopranos. Thank you, my friend. But and we mix it up like that. But then somebody, well, I don't know. I might have said something also about Hollywood, or I might have said because Hollywood is all woke and all that, and I might have. But no, she doesn't. God bless her. I wish her well and everything. But I'll tell some stories down the road. You know, I'll tell some mob stories just for the people that joined that they wanted to hear it. But you know, I mean, sometimes some things got to be left sacred because these people are all dead, and some died before their time, and it's you know, to try to get views on YouTube or subscribers on the backs of that blood, you know, that's blood. Yeah, well, I think somebody came in. She had a beef with someone. Yeah, somebody come in and they were saying something, but she was really cool and everything. And she's had some tragedies. Well, she's also had some tragedies and everything. But somebody came in there too, and then somebody misspoke or whatever. And then I got a little aggravated, but not against her. But it just got a little combobulated, and I was like, sometimes I get no comments, then I got the comments because I did something in the thumbnail that said The Sopranos is full of crap or something. I did a video that said, they talk about the mob life, and it's you know, they're overdoing it with their bull crap on stereotyping the mob or and you know, of course, it's one of the best, highly successful shows. But once they have the viewers in the palm of their hand, then they can go outside the box a little. But I never watched it. I never watched it. I seen enough of the mob in my life. I don't want, you know, seen enough of it. Then I want to see the fake stuff with them bums. I ain't raising my vibe. I'm not raising my vibe. But, you know, I'm going to do things different here, Emmanuel. I'm going to do things, try to get some structure on here, do some things, and change the channel a little bit on leaving it at a certain time. Even if if I'm out of town and I won't be able to be in my living room on my computer, I'll do it live stream off my phone if I'm able to get, you know, and just put some stuff out there. But we'll get it done. We'll get it done because there's a lot of questions that people have about any topics. You know, that's all. I saw the Gambino bust on there, and they were what were they looking for? Bodies in a field? There's this. I don't know what's going on with the mob these days. I say that the traditional mob, as people perceive it, doesn't exist. Yeah, there's some psychos that still run the streets in New York that are claimed to be this from this or that, but anybody from the inn, like the traditional they'll claim, there's this guy here, there's that guy there. They're renegades. They're just renegades. They're just regular people committing crime that are, you know, their uncle was a member from a family. They're just, you know, so for that being said, they're not handing money up. They're just solo fighters. Yeah. The mob families, if you're doing crimes, you got to hand money up to the bosses. These guys are sole proprietors. They're just running their own show. And if they say any of them, they all went to prison. And I mean, I don't know. Someone is going to have to go in for a sit down for all this exposure. Well, I mean, that when the RICO come and the family started, you know, getting how could it survive? Gambling's legal. What are you going to deal with? Drugs. Go to your doctor if you want drugs. Go get some Oxycontins if you want drugs. Go get some speed if you want to do drugs. Go get it from your doctor. What are the? I know there's some still bookmakers that gamblers don't want to go bet on places, but it's a small percent now. That's all organized crime is these days, is smaller bookmaking operations. That's it. It's common sense. It's common logic. That's all. That's all there is to it. But they want to keep that alive. And believe me, I mean, I would say, I know people down there. I know people down there. I know people. I know a guy right in the heart of it all. I know another guy. They do a little bookmaking here and there for high rollers, because there's high rollers that gamble that don't want their faces seen in these casinos or have their information on FanDuel or DraftKings, or when you walk into the casino, you're on a camera and then you got to do IRS if you win. No, if you gamble with the mafia or a bookmaker, any bookmaker that's not even in the mafia, and you bet 5,000 and you win five, you don't have to sign papers. You're not under any cameras. So it exists like that. That activity exists under those premises. It's not organized crime as you would think to a crime family. It's legal. What are they gonna do? Go bust a guy for taking bets? For how, what when the government's running? The government's running the rackets. So I don't know why people still believe that the traditional mob still exists. There might be family members, grandchildren, cousins, nephews, or whatever that run a couple rackets, maybe bookmaking. That don't mean they're a traditional mafia crime family and, there's things going on and battles and wars and all that. No. If somebody got in a beef with somebody and shot it, they'd say, that was a mob hit. No, it would just be two guys that had a misunderstanding and somebody got hit or hurt, and it would be like that. But everybody wants to put it under sensation. We want this big mafia to exist. We want to keep the train going. It's over. It's over. It's over. That's all. That's all. I know some guys. I communicate with them, Brooklyn, New York, this and that. And, old family members. I was born there, and I run back and forth when I was a little errand boy. And no, I mean, there's guys that take action on sports. There might be a guy that has 6 clients, but they could bet 5,000-10,000 a game. It's very simple. These guys want to remain anonymous. The bettors, they want to remain anonymous, and they don't want to go to a casino and if you win $1,000, they need your license. Really? Scum. But when you lose 1,000, they don't need your license. Spataro says, Jojo, just because you can't see them doesn't mean that they are not big and powerful. Remember, it's a secret society. That's your opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But if I had to get off an island and I'd have to give I'd tell you, no. Big and powerful doing what? They are big. There are some that you can't see that are big and powerful. So this is question and answer time. What are they big and powerful? What are they big and powerful at doing? If you say, it's a secret society. It ain't no secret society anymore. Everybody's got a YouTube channel. It ain't that secret anymore, Mr. Spataro. Everybody's got a YouTube channel. It was exposed when Rudy Giuliani exposed it 4 decades ago. But if they're big and powerful, what are they running that's big and powerful? What's their claim to fame? The floor is yours. What are they big and powerful at? I don't know. Joe Smith could sit in his house down there and take action on football and sports. He don't have to be an organized crime. He's just a guy that's running his own business. There's just people that are regular entrepreneurs that are just small-time bookies or big-time bookies. Is that organized crime? Gambling's legal. The only possible thing they could get them on is trying to find out how much they lost and you didn't pay taxes on gains, financial gains, but that would be 18. That'd be a long shot. That'd be a real long shot. So, excuse me, I know that. But I mean, what are they doing? What are so is you're saying there's the traditional 5 mob families that still exist? The 5 traditional mob families that exist? What are they doing? Sitting in a club playing pinochle? Or what are they doing? What are they running? What are they running? Yeah, maybe they could run a card game and skim every pot. It ain't like the Gambino or Colombo crime family or any of them families. I'm just saying. If you're going to run a criminal organization, what are the crimes you're going to perpetrate? What are the crimes you're going to perpetrate? I don't know. You might get some gamblers that want to gamble and put big bets in. That's about it. Bookmaking or whatever. Ain't nobody going to get hit or whacked out of that. No. I'm not saying that humans are humans and people disagree on things and they still have the propensity to get heated and somebody could get blasted. I'm just saying, but it's not under the umbrella that a Gambino killed a Colombo and there's a mob war going on. No, it's over. It's over. They're all dead, Lou Frate. They're dead. Everybody's dead. Then the grandchildren all tried to act like wise guys and they got pinched. They all got pinched. All the kids still trying to run around New York and trying to still act like that. They were running around like clowns. They're running around like clowns, and now they're all telling on each other. They're all telling on each other. It's a mockery. It's laughable. The old timers are rolling in their graves. Go get a 9-to-5 job, folks. The hustle is over. The hustle is over. Get educated, get a 9-to-5, and if you want to have a little book, your friends like to bet, take some action. That's all. Maybe you make $300-400 a week, and it's innocent. It's innocent. But the rest of it is like the Gambino family has always been the family of big business there. It's a sophisticated white-collar crime. Well, good point. There's a lot of different rackets and crimes. Credit card fraud. People are producing credit card frauds. People are doing all kinds of wacky stuff. But like I said before, these are just people thinking up new schemes. Any Tom, Dick, or Harry can think up these things. They were thinking up those rackets way back when. I'm saying it's not organized crime under a traditional crime family. That's all. And they're all getting busted. They're all getting busted. So it's just regular criminals that are just doing regular crimes, and they're just getting busted like regular people. Well, he knows a guy from the Gambino or the Lucchese or the Colombos, and his cousin was this, so now we're gonna label him a crime family. These guys ain't even made men. They're not making any people anymore. They're not making any. Ain't nobody's being made. There's nobody being made. If you want to get to the nitty gritty, there's nobody being made. Made into what? Now you're a hustler in New York City. You're going to be a made person, and now you're going to be a sucker. Somebody's going to say, well, I'm the captain of the Gambino family. Yeah, I'll make you, Billy. Now go out and hustle and do crimes and then bring your money back to me. You know? Yeah. I'd like to fool some young kids. Yeah, I'm the captain of the Gambino family, and so go run around and do some crimes. Here, I'll cut your wrist. We'll do the omerto. I'll make you a made man into the family. Now go around and do some crimes. Hey, Dapper the rapper. So yeah, anybody out there want to be made? I'll make you. We'll do the omerto. We'll do the ceremony, and go around and hustle, and then bring your money. Bring half of it to me. while you're doing all these stupid crimes that you're going to get caught for anyways. So there ain't nobody being made into the mafia families anymore. If they are, they're suckers. If you're going to do a crime, just be a lone ranger. Go be a dual. If you get away with the crime, keep all the proceeds, and it's all on you. That's all. That's all. You don't have to be, the crime families aren't that sophisticated to run Wall Street rackets anymore, or waste management, or construction. They're not sophisticated anymore. Their grandchildren aren't as sharp as their forefathers were. Their descendants ain't nowhere as sharp. They're running around New York like clowns. It's crazy. People want to go do crimes. Do it for yourself. That's what they're thinking. You don't think those kids seen their elders going away, visiting their grandfather in prison, and then what? Well, what did he robbed 25,000 and he gave the money to the captain, and then he still went to prison, Grandpa? Yeah. Well, why wouldn't he want to keep the money for himself, Grandpa? The descendants have seen that rigmarole. They've seen that con game. They're going to go out and do a crime. They're going to keep the money for it. That's all. And sophisticated rackets, any Joe Schmo can do a good scheme. Most of the best schemes that were perpetrated as far as construction, waste management, or Wall Street was perpetrated by just regular citizens in society that figured stuff out, and then they got busted. But the genius experts that got busted in white-collar crime, you know what happened? They didn't get a sentence, and they became consultants to the FBI. So where are you going? The best of them switched sides when it came to all those white-collar crimes. So they're going to get busted. Go ahead, roll the dice. Go ahead, Billy and Timmy and Johnny. Listen, go get an education. That's not a badge of honor. They think it's a badge of honor, and they want to say they're from these families, and they're running around. They're going to jail every day, and ain't nobody coming to bail them out because they're all broke, and they're doing it in vain. They're just doing it in vain. So it's like, it's terrible. It's terrible. So, thank you for your input, Mr. Spataro. No, I'm not saying that, there might be some sharp guys. Well, I don't have eyes on everybody. But there's some mad scientist geniuses that can skim a little here. But guess what happens? If you got a good scheme or racket going, you get greedy. And then the wire fraud or whatever, and the things, you get greedy and you grab more, and then boom. But when it was in its infancy, these geniuses were coming around and getting away with forgery. You didn't mention forgeries of different types of forgeries, art, money, documents, titles, anything you could forge. And the FBI was behind the curve on that. So when there was these geniuses that would come around, I knew one. And he was way ahead of his time. But the FBI tells you, listen, there's 75 felonies on you. We'll erase that. Educate us on how are you doing this? How are you doing this? Educate us. And some are so smart they could provide software to corporations, even as far as software goes, high tech, because you have corporations that think they have good security, but they're only as smart as those programmers. There's other programmers that are way higher on the ladder, that if they wanted to be criminals, they could breach the securities. They could breach that securities and get people's identification and everything else. So just because you see a big corporation and they think they're secured, well, there's people that are smarter than their security, because their security had to learn from somewhere, right? So there's always somebody that can crack those codes. They write the programs. I mean, yeah, but there's not a lot of them around. If there is, they're going to just do it for themselves on a smaller level just to go under the radar. And then they could survive 3 or 4 years until they get busted. But other than that, the FBI is willing to say, we'll forgive those crimes, just educate us, and we'll let it go. Happen a lot of times. A lot of stuff I won't discuss here, that I don't want to give anybody any ideas on how to go out and be nuts and crazy and go try to do a racket, something that might seem foolproof, because it might be good for a year or 2 or 3 years, and then it comes back, because it's cat and mouse. The mouse gets ahead, then the cat catches up, then the mouse gets ahead a little, but guess what? That cat is always going to catch up. And if you're old, you don't want to sit in prison at older age. If you're 20 or 30, you go do 3 years, 5 years for blue collar crime or whatever. But if you're older, every day is valuable at any age. So we're going to do these Saturday night, Sunday night. Thank you, Mr. Spataro. That was good subject matter that we could talk about. And hopefully I could get other people in here. Saturday 9, Saturday 8 o'clock, Sunday 8 or 9. I know football comes on the Sunday night game. Well, I'll do a midnight show. I'll tell bedtime stories. I'll read chapters out of the book. I'll talk about therapy, relationships. People are in depression. People are having relationship problems. People need somebody to talk to. So I'm changing everything around, and we're going to build up on that. So thank you, folks. Share, hit the likes button, subscribe, donate, or just hit the share button, comment, and all that. Mr. Spataro, thank you for coming in. God bless everybody. And remember, be the kings and queens of your world, and don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Thank you, folks. Thank you, sir, for hanging out with me. And this is the inaugural show. And we're going to do these. We're going to build on this, because we're putting it out there. It's already done. Thank you.